Hey y'all, before we get into the video, I wanted to start off by saying I know it's been a few weeks without a video, but I'm back and I appreciate you guys still supporting me. I've got some exciting news as well. Last week, I got to spend part of my spring break in Las Vegas and I got a lot of good content to post over the next few weeks and I had a great time. I've already got about 3 videos ready to post over next weekend and the following Saturday as well, so stay on the lookout for those. I've also made some adjustments to some of the graphics and the sizings in the videos. I added my position and my stack size as well. So I got a lot of comments about that over the past few weeks. And if y'all have any other feedback or recommendations, please reach out to me in the comments or hit me up on Instagram. I always appreciate the comments and I appreciate your support, but let's get right into some poker hands. Alright, let's get it started with Queen Jack of Spades here. I'm in the big blind and the player on the button opens at $15. He gets called by the small blind and I decide to make the call here. There is some merit in 3-betting out of position against the button open, but it's the first hand I've gotten into this session and I decided to just make the call. Flop comes out queen high with a rainbow board and I check in flow to the pre-flop aggressor. He c-bets pretty big, $30. And this is a pretty dry board, and I'm going to be ahead most of the time. The small blind folds, and I just decide to make the smooth call here. The turn gives me unnecessary help and the jack of clubs. I check it again, and unfortunately, he checks it back pretty quickly this time. The river is a 6 of clubs, and I don't want him to check it back, so I bet $20 targeting any hand that he might have that is connected, or hoping he might try to raise me as a bluff, but nonetheless, he quickly folds and we start off the day by winning a decent-sized pot. The next hand I play is 8-7 offsuit in middle position. I open to $15 here, which is not ideal, and I get called by 3 other players. Playing multi-way, in position, and in my head I'm already questioning why I opened this hand. Anyway, we go to a flop and we see queen 10-6, 2 clubs. Checks all the way to me, and multi-way with no showdown value and some backdoor draws, I decide to check it back and see a free card. We do gain some showdown value with the 8 of spades on the turn. First player to act, a maniacal player, bets $15 and he gets called by a loose calling station on my right. The gut shot and a pair on this board and these opponents, I'm getting about 6-1 on a call in position, so I do decide to make the call, hoping to improve. The river's a brick and it quickly checks all the way through. No one wants to show. I show my hand and my pair of 8s is somehow good, and they appear to hold up against 2 missed draws completely. The next hand we're playing is 9-8 of clubs.
Shows they care.
Exactly.
Suited connector right here is one of my favorite hands to play, and after an $8 open under the gun from a pretty tight player, we're going to go to a flop and we're going 5 ways. After the dealer gives the change, burns and turns, we see a very favorable board of 6, 7, king, no flush draws. This is great for a check raise, so that's what's running through my head, but it actually checks all the way through. I feel like that always happens, right? The turn is the deuce of hearts, and I check again, looking to just check call here. Checks to the player on the button, who has already tried to take a stab at a few pots and given up on the river. He makes it $35, and the same loose passive player, the calling station from the last hand, makes the call, and I'm getting the right price, and I've got a pretty strong draw, so I make the call. The river brings us some help, but not the card we were necessarily looking for. We again gain some showdown value with the 8 of spades on the river, and it goes check, 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 and once again, my pair of 8s are good. I think I definitely got max value here for my holding and the specific run out, so I guess I'll take it, right?
Did not expect that.
Had a couple outs, had to call.
I'd be interested to see what would have happened on the flop if the pre-flop aggressor c-bet with his really short stack, and I decided to check raise him.
I was excited. I was getting.
He was talking about after the hand how he was going to bet the flop, and he was asking what I would have done, so I wonder what his holding was. I assumed 2 overcards. 2 players got all in pre-flop, and one of them flopped quad queens, so that was pretty cool. After not playing a significant hand for about 2 hours, I get dealt the Rockets in early position. I open to my standard $15 as I always would, and I get 3 collars. Flop is Queen Jack 5 with 2 hearts. Not great since we're multi-way, but it's not too scary yet. There's $60 in the pot, and I make a standard c-bet of $20 here, and get 2 collars. I definitely think I could size up a little bit on this c-bet, just because this is about 3rd size pot with 3 other people. Anyway, the pot's getting quite bigger, and the turn is the 8 of spades, bringing in a second flush draw. On a draw-heavy board with an overpair, I feel like I can size up a lot more than I actually did. In the moment, I bet just over half pot, $65, after thinking about it for some time. I think I can go quite a bit bigger. I think $80 to $100 even, with 3 players behind me, because, like I said, there are a lot of draws here. The player behind me, who definitely has some bluffs in his play, is a strong player though. He has a big stack, covers my $225 that I've got. He thinks about it for a little bit, some consideration, and he actually decides to put me all in, effectively. It's a weird spot because I've got an overpair, and there's 2 big draws that he could have, or top pair with a flush draw. So I make the call, and he shows a set of queens that he slow played, and he gets paid the maximum. As y'all can see, this session started off pretty good, but I slowly bled down, and I don't know if I could have gotten away from that last hand. He slow played queens, didn't raise me pre-flop, and ended up hitting a set. And by the time I had already bet on the turn, I was already kind of pot committed. So I don't know, that was frustrating. But I would say the biggest thing about playing at the casino I play at is it's an hour and a half away, and it's tough to walk away when I'm ahead after playing an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, because I know I've got to drive an hour and a half back to school. So it's weird conflict because I'm trying to grind and make money doing this, right? I love posting on YouTube, but my goal is to have a side source of income. And when I'm at school, the casino nearest me is almost 2 hours away. When I'm back home in Seattle, the casino is 10 minutes away. So I have no problem getting up, walking away. If it's not my day, the cards aren't going my way, I just get up and walk away. So when I drive an hour and a half just to play an hour and then drive an hour and a half, it gets frustrating. So let me know if you guys have dealt with this in the past, or if you're dealing with this. It's not an ideal situation to be grinding poker right now for me. So I'm excited for when I move back to the Seattle area in May. It will be a lot more convenient, and I think it'll become a lot more profitable. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. Be ready for next Saturday at noon. Got Vegas part 1 video coming out, and it's a fun one. So thank you guys.